short, I promise. See, the old carb is back on. You know, in the last video I mentioned how I needed to fine tune it. I started doing that today, and lo and behold, there's some more problems with it. Here's a little choke tube I made up. It runs down across the exhaust, wraps around there. It doesn't work, mainly because some idiot kinked it right here, but it also just doesn't get hot enough to activate the choke. So, but that aside, on the other carburetor, the vacuum port down here that the vacuum advance plugs into didn't have any vacuum. I couldn't suck through it. I put a vacuum gauge on it. With this one plugged in at about 1700 RPM, it sits up at like 53 pounds or 53 inches, I guess. And it's steady, it's rock solid. So that makes me feel good about the engine at least. You know, there's not a valve hanging open causing it to dance around. I am kind of confused. I thought maybe it was supposed to have vacuum at idle. But considering it's for the vacuum advance, I guess it would make more sense that it would only have any vacuum applied when the throttle's open, because that's supposed to apply vacuum to advance the distributor and timing. So at any rate, I got a little timing light out here with an RPM gauge on it. Set the idle at around 750. A little plaque here says it wants to be around 550 while it's in gear. So when it's in reverse, it's at around 535, 540. At so about 750 when it's in neutral or in park. That still seems a little high to me, but I don't have the actual what do you call it, idle setup on here. You know, the high idle thing's missing. This is supposed to be your idle screw right here, but it's gone, so I'm basically just working with the curb idle and the fuel mixture. So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to condemn the other carb seller just yet, but I am going to message them on eBay and just let them know the problems I'm having and see kind of what happens. And I'll keep you guys updated. You know, that's what you get when you buy a $70 carburetor. And it could well be that it's just, you know, there's some sprue or something or casting material in the vacuum port and it's not working correctly. So that's what it is. It works fine with All Reliable on here. You know, vacuum leaks aside, you can tune them out. I also, worst case, you know, I'll rob parts off of that to put them on here to get the high idle. I'll get the choke assembly and the linkage arms and stuff, transfer over, and I'll just deal with the vacuum leak that's in there. I think there's enough adjustment in here I can probably work around it. I mean, this engine's got other issues anyway. So wanted to get you an update on that real quick. You know, I want to get this thing to the body shop, and in order to do that I want to make sure that it'll run without flooding, and also you know, the steering box under here, I want to get it swapped out. And so path of least resistance was to put the old one back on and actually set the idle correctly, check the vacuum, all that checks out okay. And the timing I tried to check, but I cannot find any timing marks on that crank, so it's too rusty. I'll figure that out later. So yeah, quick little update, that's where we're at. When I get the steering box on, I'll let you guys know, but for now I'm going to pull off that old choke tube, or the new one that I just made, and let the old carb stay on here for a little while longer. At least it works. It's not pouring copious amounts of fuel into the exhaust, into the engine like the other one was. And the other one, you pick it up, you just turn the carb, and it pours out of the jet in the middle. I don't know if it's the main jet or what that thing is. I think it's the main jet. I don't know. But it just gushes out of there, just picking the carb up and moving it, which I'm pretty sure is not supposed to happen. This one doesn't do that. And yeah. And I got my valve cover gaskets leaking again. It's leaking profusely. There we go, on this side now. So I either need to tighten it up or just invest in some oil dry and let it park on top of the oil dry. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I guess the lesson here is sometimes you get what you pay for. Actually, I guess most times. Yeah, we'll see what the seller says. I'm not going to badmouth them. Cheap carb, but I took a risk and it bit me, as have most things that I've tried to save money on with this rig. But anyway, thanks for watching. Okay, some bonus footage. So I hooked up the vacuum meter to manifold vacuum instead of the ported vacuum for the distributor. Right at 50 inches of mercury, I guess. I think that's what that's reading in. Anyway, rock steady. I just again plugged into the line that normally goes to the PCB, which goes right down there to the manifold, right there, this line. And that, there you go. Nice.